And it's stolen away by Ivy, and there's Weisskopf. It's swatted away by Jordan Cannon. What a play there for the junior. My goodness, showing off some of his athleticism there. Catching up and swatting that one away. It's going to be inbounded. 25 seconds left on the shot clock for the Beavers.
So that surprised a lot of teams in the Iowa Conference is that Wartburg is incredibly athletic in their starting lineup, as even players like Nick Weber and Leonard Kalen with some very strong speed for this team, as Nick Weber shot blocked and then able to get it right back.
Wasty lost control of the ball there a little bit, and it's a turnover. Weisskopf has it now. He's sort of trying to get something going, and there's Ivy back to Weisskopf. Over to Nick Clark, down to Dre, excuse me. And Kennedy Dre puts it up. No good. Rebounded aggressively by Wasty. Kalen has it. Back over to Nate Wasty. Back over to Kalen. Back to Wasty. Cannon has it. Nick Weber thought about a three. And there's that pull-up jumper you were talking about earlier, but it is no good this time. Rebounded by the Beavers.
A little bit off balance on that shot. It's kind of what led to the miss there.
Three ball from Kennedy Dre is an air ball. No good. And it goes out of bounds. Knights ball.
Students actually getting into it a little bit there, letting Dre hear it on that play.
A lot of Wartburg football players in the student section. We have some number 22 jerseys. Fans of Logan Pitts in the audience today. They actually have a blown-up face of his. So we could see that come into play when Pitts sees his time on the floor. Meanwhile, Puccio has it up at the free throw line. Kalen back over to Weber. Puccio, pull-up jumper, good.
Not going to lie, it might be the first time I've ever seen Puccio with an actual pull-up jumper rather than going to work in the post on offense.
And he does it well. First time for everything, might as well succeed. Weisskopf's shot is no good. He hit the basket hard out of bounds, and it's stolen away right there by number 25, Sam Lips, who recently entered the game, as well as 34, Tanner Morris. The three ball from Lips is no good. Goes off the rim, out of bounds. Knights ball. Cliff Brown checks in, as well as Cam Kickpush and Mark Ellis, a few guys we were talking about in the pregame. A little bit of miscommunication out on the floor as to who was going to inbound it, but Brown will take up the abilities and give it to Kickpush for a new possession for the Knights. Cannon pulls up for a three ball, no good.
Cannon's got one of the most effortless shots I've ever seen in all my years of watching basketball. Kind of just flicks his wrist and throws it at the basket.
Deep three from Nick Clark is no good off the rim. Rebounded once again by Wasty. He has 3 to his name so far.
Like I said in pregame, Nick Clark not afraid to shoot it from anywhere on the court.
Mark Ellis has it now. Down to Cliff Brown, and it's blocked a little bit, it looks like, by number 22, Sean Morgan. Morgan using his 6'6" height advantage over Cliff Brown. It's only a 1-inch difference, but it'll, as we mentioned in the last game, the women's game, basketball is a game of inches. As the Beavers have it once again.
Got some updates now from Iowa Conference women's basketball from around the IAC. Luther took down Laura 60-43, took it to the Jewhawks over in Decorah. Coe took down Central 66-61. And Simpson took down Dubuque 76-62. And then obviously the game you guys watched here on Night Vision, Buena Vista beat your Knights 59-55.
Beavers got called for a travel on that last play, so it'll go as a turnover, and the Knights will have it. As Cannon is double teamed a little bit, gets it back to Kickpush. Ellis now on the perimeter. Knights moving the ball around the perimeter. Mark Ellis for 3. It's off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Morris. Lips has it now over to Morris once again. Back to Lips. Over to number 5, Tyler Huisman, excuse me. Cliff Brown with the swat away, rejecting Sean Morgan. As Sean Morgan rejected him earlier. Cliff Brown does it aggressively. Wasty pulls up for three, no good. Rebounded by Morris, and he'll bring it up. Morris driving around a little bit. There's Connor Winkleman, number 40. And once again, there was another travel on the floor, this time on Kyler Huisman. And the Knights will have it once again.
Seems to be a lot of, kind of sloppy basketball here back and forth, but the Knights have been able to take advantage so far. They're up 6-2, 14:09 left here in the first half.
Kickbush driving it down for the Knights now. Gets it to Brown out on the perimeter, and Brown sort of attempts a no-look pass over to Kickbush, but it's much too strong as it sails out of bounds. Number 40, Connor Winkleman, serving as the point guard right now, with Nick Clark getting a little rest on the bench. There's Dre with it now, over to Ivy. Ivy kicks it out to Huisman. Ivy for three, it's good, knocks it down. 6-5 the score now, 13.5 to go in the first half. Kickbush dribbles it around a little bit. Ellis for three once again, good! Mark Ellis showing off his three-point ability as he knocks down his second attempt. Only first make of the day, though, for him. Ivy has it now. Over to Winkleman, who drives around, pulls up from the elbow. It's good. Ellis will have it. Back out to Kickbush, who attempts a three ball of his own, and that's good. Cam Kickbush responds.
When you have back and forth scoring like this, it does make it very difficult to live tweet while trying to keep up with the action.
And you mentioned back and forth scoring. The Knights are going with three balls, while the Beavers only go for two most of the time, as that Knights defense out on the perimeter has been so solid. There's a foul in the play, and that will send Kennedy Dre to the free throw line.
On the season, Dre is 68% free throw shooter, so, not great, but not bad as well.
Some substitutions. Nick Clark checks back in, as well as Robbie Burke coming back in from the bench, and Thomas Wisecup. Second shot is also good from the junior. Cam Kickbush signaling an offense here, trying to get something started. Kicks it out to Jaron Sabis, player we talked about, recently entered the game as well. And Wasty has it now. Over to Mark Ellis. Cliff Brown down low in the post. Tries to get something going, puts up a shot, it's good.
One of the differences between Cliff Brown and Ty Puccio is Cliff Brown a much more aggressive player on offense. Not necessarily the most finesse player, but he's going to look to get his own shots to go.
Three ball from Bobby Ivy is no good. And Sean Morgan gets an offensive rebound. Or Robbie Burke, gets an offensive rebound. Puts his shot up. He is fouled, however. And he'll go to the line. Student section chanting out some things as Puccio checks back in for Cliff Brown, and seems like the student section was getting to Burke a little bit as he missed that first one. Second one is good, however. Cut the lead down to 4, 14-10 the score with about 12 minutes left to go in the half. Sabis has it out on the perimeter, kicks it out to Kickbush. Kickbush over to Sabis once again. Back to Ellis. Wasty has it out on the perimeter. Puccio sets a screen and tries to roll down to the basket. There's a jump ball here. Possession arrow is in favor of the Knights, though, so they will keep it. Student section definitely wanted a foul on that call. Unfortunately, they did not get their way. However, it will remain here with the Knights. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbound to Puccio. Puccio puts up a three ball, and it's off the rim. Not every day you see Ty Puccio go up for a three, but you had to get a shot off somehow.
Like I said,
nearly makes it.
Never seen him take a mid-range jumper, let alone a three for today.
He's feeling bold today. Dre down low, takes the pass, no good on his shot though, and it's rebounded by Puccio.
On that shot, you can see it kind of come out of Dre's hand awkwardly, and I think that's what kind of led to the miss.
Puccio has a shot blocked down low by one of those two defenders who was on him. Nick Clark goes up against three Knights. And his shot is no good, but it is rebounded by Ellis. Fortunately, he steps out of bounds. So it will remain here. Fresh shot clock for the Beavers.
Nick Clark, kind of a volume scorer. He's going to take a lot of shots, especially here in tonight's game. Like I said earlier, took 10 threes the last time these two teams played, but a very crafty finisher at the rim.
Drive-in shot is no good from number 25, Lips, who returned to the game recently. Wasty draws a foul, and he'll go to the line for two. Impressive work by him to sort of get a shot up. And that foul will go against Nick Clark. That'll be his first. Second team foul of the half. Wasty. First shot is up and good from the lefty. That makes him 2 for 3 on the day from behind the charity stripe.
Nate Wasty on the season is a 75% free throw shooter, so pretty solid from behind that charity stripe.
Knocked it down that time as well. Looks like Logan Pitts is getting set to check in, and the student section is cheering. Like I said, many football guys here today. Anyway, Nick Clark has it now. Pulls it up from about the elbow. No good there. And it is fought for by Sabis, but it does go off of the Beavers there. And Pitts will check in as well as Weber.
Something I think is kind of interesting with the way we've seen the Knights play this year. You know, you see Kickbush, Cannon, Weber, and Pitts on the floor together. There's 3 point guards as well as basically their secondary ball handler and Cannon. Shows off that effort jumper. But you're going to see a lot of 4-guard sets with the Knights this year. Not something typically used to seeing over the last couple of years. Have been using, more of a small ball 4, but still stood at about, 6'5", 6'6". And this year you haven't seen that as much since the loss of Bo Bader to a torn ACL a couple games into the season.
3 ball from Thomas Weiskup is no good. And there's a fight for the rebound. It does go off of the Beavers, though. Nick Weber will handle the point guard duties right now, though, as you mentioned, there are 2 other ones out there. Shot over to Pitts, and Pitts drives in, kicks it over to Weber on the perimeter, back over to Cannon. Cannon drives, puts up a shot, good. Little finger roller there for Cannon as he gets another couple points. 18-10 the score now.
They're going to need some more of that from Cannon here in today's game. Really yet to see either Cannon or Clark to get it going so far, but both are 2 of some of the most explosive scorers in the Iowa Conference. Can go off for sometimes even 20 in just a half.
Nick Clark, number 10, fouled by Cam Kickbush, also number 10, and the Beavers, number 10, will go to the line, and he misses his first shot. Clark, an 81% shooter from behind the line on the season, so it's a bit surprising to see him miss that one, and he makes that one. 18-11 the score with 9 minutes 35 seconds left in the first half. Here's Weber with it now. Kalen recently checked back into the game for Kickbush after that foul, and it will go out of bounds as Weber's pass was tipped, and it'll remain with the Knights. Leonard Kalen, the typical inbounder for the Knights, is going to be back to throw it in to Weber.
Kalen, one of those most underappreciated players on this team. One of the best 3-point shooters on the roster, and a very stout defender for this team. Doesn't really get a lot of headlines or publicity. Just one of those players that's going to come out and do everything right for your team.
Cannon buries a 3. More points for Jordan Cannon as he sort of starts to look like he's lighting up to give the Knights a 10-point lead, and he steals it away. We could see a dunk here. And And we will. Slams it down.